Okay, let's do this, shall we? Yes, we shall. All right, what's up, everybody? Okay, let's look really quickly here. All right, so I'll probably be streaming for let's say till 4 o'clock. Yeah, let's do 4 o'clock. Let's do an hour and 10 minutes. That should be fine. Okay, let's see here. Let me change this to here. And let's get it going, shall we? Greetings, what's up? Okay, okay, with the first question already, right? I'm not going to give you a direct answer because I don't think I have to. I would definitely play a running back by the name of Connor or Kerryon Johnson more than anybody else. And you can go figure out what rankings I have on those two this week. The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, Thomas. Plain and simple, that's correct. Is Carlos Hyde worth picking up? Sure, he's a starting running back of the team. If you need running back depth, absolutely. I don't think that's a bad idea. Let's see here. Greetings, big dogs. What's up? Drop Goff for Josh Allen. Josh Allen has a pretty good matchup this week against the Bengals. But in following that matchup, he plays against the Patriots. So I'd probably say if in fact you think Goff is going to be there next week for you to pick up, because I'd rather play Goff in week 4 rather than Josh Allen, then sure. Let's see here. Should I drop Kareem Hunt for Darwin Thompson? Yes. You shouldn't even have Kareem Hunt on roster. I don't think it's going to make a difference. By the time you get to week 9 he gets to play, you could already be eliminated in the playoffs. Like you could be in last place for all I know. You could be in first place, sure, and he could come in and do something. But yeah, Darwin Thompson, considering Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy didn't participate or are pretty banged up right now, it's the best option. I have Juju, Lockett, John Brown, Emanuel Sanders, Larry Fitzgerald, standard league. I don't know who to start. Just go watch the video. I mean, it does a pretty good idea of giving. I mean, listen, they're all good options this week. A couple of them have question marks around them, but I think you'll be fine. Quarterbacks, yeah, that was one time. All right, Ramirez, you better watch yourself. All right, listen, when Andrews, is the B button next to the V? Yeah, it is. Okay, so leave me alone. How about that? At least say hello before the questions. Oh, what do you mean? At least say hello. What do you think this is? I don't got time for that. 10K soon. Thank you. That'd be great. Let's see here. Oh my God, did I really scroll that far? I gotta change this. I need to put the chat on slow mode or some shit. Greetings and salutations. Yep. Let's see. Should I start Juju? Depends what your other options are. Just traded Lamar Jackson and OJ Howard for Ertz. I have Wentz as a starter in PPR. Did I give up too much? Yeah. I believe you did. I think Lamar Jackson look, because Deshaun Jackson's out and because Alshon Jeffrey's out, I don't even want to touch Wentz this week against the Lions, but that's just my thoughts. Robert Woods or Demarcus Robinson, the video should answer that question for you. I got Hardman, Robinson, Montgomery. Who should I start? I don't want to touch Robinson, but the Montgomery Hardman is probably the closer of the two. Emmanuel or Fournette. I don't know, man. I don't think I want to play anybody in Thursday night matchups. Probably the only person I feel comfortable playing this week in the Thursday night matchup is Derrick Henry. Fournette's a little sketchy, but it could be a close game and they could just run the ball back and forth. But the Titans are typically good at stopping the run, or have been in the past a couple of years. Trade Mark Engram away from Marlon Mack. Yeah, I would do it, 100%. What's up? PPR opinion: Cohen, Hyde, or Gore? Singletary being injured for this week. Darren and Milk. If that's this week, yeah, I'd probably play Gore over the other two. So it would probably go Gore, Hyde, and then Cohen in that specific order. Hello, everybody. Most important, hello, Andrew. Hope you're having a great day so far. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, the night is young. There's a lot of other stuff I can do for the rest of the day. But yeah, so far so good. Thank you, Christopher. Demarcus Robinson going to have a big week? I would assume it's safe to say that the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to score a lot this week, as they've done every week since Patrick Mahomes has taken over. Even then, with Alex Smith, they're a pretty good team. But Robinson did play the second most snaps amongst all wide receivers last week, about 91%, just as much as Sammy Watkins. I think a big game is probably in line. I wouldn't be surprised if he has another, bomb catch. But yeah, he should be good this week. But it really depends. It's whether him or Hardman are going to have the big boom play. Both could have it. And you never know. I would honestly just safe to say just play all the Chiefs. Play Kelsey, play Watkins, play Hardman, play Demarcus Robinson, play Pat Mahomes. And if McCoy and Damian Williams are out, I would consider also playing Darwin Thompson because he could catch the ball out of the backfield and make some plays. Should I be looking to trade Michael Thomas and James Conner? If so, who are realistic trade targets? It's too broad of a question. I would say if you're looking to trade them, which I would say give it a week maybe, see how they turn out. They could be better than anticipated. But if you're looking to trade these kind of guys, really the market is it's kind of tricky right now. Considering if you go look at the top wide receivers, like the top wide receiver in fantasy, I think is John Ross. Like you're not going to trade Michael Thomas for John Ross. You want an upper tier wide receiver talent for him. So if you're going to trade a guy like Michael Thomas, maybe go and see if a guy wants to give you Odell for him, or if a guy wants to, for some reason, ship Julio Jones, which I doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, you can try it. For James Conner, again, I just wait and see. He's probably less affected than... Well, look, Michael Thomas, it's not even that bad. You just have to survive a couple weeks here. Because they didn't throw Drew Brees on the IR, so he should be coming back soon. But anyway, let's see here. Start one, drop one, Witten, Cook, and Olsen. Okay, so you're talking about tight ends here. I would probably, if in fact Cam Newton does not play this week, I'm probably going to sit him. And then, well, here's you have to drop one to start one, but you have three guys, so I like that work because one just sit on the bench all of a sudden. Of the three, I'm probably playing Witten this week, if Cam Newton's out, and then I just bench or drop one or the other. David Montgomery, carry on, Breida, Hollywood Brown, and the flex. I prefer running backs at the flex, but if you like the big play of boom of a Hollywood Brown, then you can go for that. Let's see. How do you feel about Kerryon Johnson with CJ Anderson traded? I did talk about it on the episode I just posted an hour ago. It should go well for him. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference because CJ Anderson, sure, he was getting some work on the ground, but they do have other running backs in that backfield that were getting some usage this past week, so it's not going to make a big deal. I think Kerryon Johnson needs to just find more work in the passing game in order to take that next step forward. But it's hilarious that CJ Anderson gets cut back-to-back years almost in the exact same way. But yeah, it happens. Let's see here. What's up? Is he worth picking up? I don't know what you're mentioning to or what you're referring to. Start Greg Olsen or Darren Waller. I'm playing Darren Waller this week against the Vikings. I don't mind that at all, especially if Tyrell Williams is banged up. Like, who else is going to catch the ball? Renfro? It's going to be Darren Waller probably. And then the Raiders probably, in terms of injuries, if in fact, what's their running back? Josh Jacobs misses some time. Darren Waller is going to be just a prime. Okay, enough with this should I start a Juju thing. I don't want to see this anymore, Kyle. If I scroll down and I see you, I'm just going to ban you out of here. All right, no more. All right, here's another one. I'm going to scroll. There's another one. Okay. Here's my warning, okay? This is the warning. I'm not going to ban you right away. This is the warning, Kyle. Don't spam. Doesn't make any sense. The question, should I start Juju, is not a question you can ask and get an answer back. You go watch the video. He's ranked, 17 this week on my list? That should answer your question. Matt Ryan or Josh Allen this week? I'd probably play Josh Allen. Demarcus Robinson going to have a good... Okay, we already went over that kind of stuff. I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh, God, here we go. Really, people? Okay, here we go. All right, I got to change my screen really quickly because these donations are getting past me. Rick with a $2 donation, no message, thank you. If you have a message, I don't know how you would get it to me. Start 2. Okay, this is ZibW with a $2 donation. Thank you very much. Start 2, Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, Kenny Golladay, and start Bell, question mark. Okay, so there's 2 different questions there. So you're asking between the wide receivers, which 2 would you start? I'd start Kenny Golladay and probably Michael Thomas this week. But Michael Thomas and Mike Evans are back-to-back for me. I really do think that Mike Evans will probably have a better week than he has in the past, but in order to be safe, I'd probably just play Michael Thomas and Kenny Golladay. Do you start Le'Veon Bell this week? I don't mind it. Last week, even in a horrible matchup with a third-string quarterback, the guy had 10 receptions. Even against the Patriots, I understand it's a tricky matchup, but I'd still play him. He's a stud, and I wouldn't leave him on the bench. The next donation, Superstar Frenzy, $1.99. Thank you again for the donation. Damian Williams over Tariq Cohen or Jalen Samuels or Frank Gore. Damian Williams owner. Okay. Tariq Cohen, Jalen Samuels, or Frank Gore. I would play Frank Gore this week, assuming that Devin Singletary misses this week. Did not practice today with the hamstring injury. Typically, running backs with hamstring injuries, if they are significant, are going to miss multiple weeks. And Frank Gore is playing against the defense that gives up the most points to the running back position. Looked good this past week himself. Even though he's a 90-year-old man at the running back position, he's still pretty consistent. So, yeah, I'd play Frank Gore, Superstar Frenzy. Okay, now that we've settled all that, we can go back here. And then we can scroll here. There we go. All right, let's get to the bottom of this sucker. Okay, did we get everything? I got to scroll. Okay, Superstar Frenzy. All right. Here we go, $3.99. Steven. Gore, Aguilar, Diggs, Montgomery, start 2 full PPR. This week, I'm probably going with, let me think about this. David Montgomery playing against the Redskins, probably a really good matchup, especially if he gets 15-plus touches like he did last week. Gore also in a really good matchup. Aguilar, if those two, these are 4 really good players because the receivers, Aguilar has Deshaun Jackson and Alshon potentially out, would make him a top 24 wide receiver in fantasy, potentially. Diggs is in a really easy matchup against the Oakland secondary. Has played awful in the first 2 weeks because of Kirk Cousins, but probably will have a turnaround week this week. Gore plays the easiest defense in terms of giving points to the running back and is the starting running back of his team. David Montgomery looked good last week, found the end zone, looks to be taking over that starting position. Now, the question is, in a full PPR, would I rather go with one of these running backs? Gore's not going to get any work in the passing game. I'm probably going with Diggs and Montgomery. Yeah, Steven, I'm probably but man, it's close. I'll probably go Diggs and Montgomery this week. Thank you for the donation. All right, let's move on. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Did I miss anything? No. All right, Luke, what's up here? Demarcus Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Nelson Aguilar, Curtis Samuel, half PPR. Probably going to play Stephon Diggs this week. Yeah. Demarcus Robinson is a top 24 wide receiver, in my opinion, if in fact, as long as he is breathing and if he's on the field, he's going to catch the ball. The question is whether or not he makes those big plays, has 6 receptions for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's the question mark. The safety is with Diggs, but if you want to make up a pretty good, even if, I think Robinson could at least put up 10 points, worst case scenario. Diggs is still the safety play with a very good matchup himself, and Robinson is the question mark because there are other guys in that offense that could make big plays and render him worthless on the week. Curtis Samuel's a question mark because of Cam's absence, and Nelson Aguilar is just he's just in a better position because of players around him not being there. I'd much rather have one of the two. So between the two, I'd probably play Diggs, but close behind him is Robinson. Thank you for the donation. All right. Carry on Breida or Sanders? I'm playing carry on this. Oh, no. Actually, let me think about this. No, it'll probably be Breida. Carry on is against the Eagles. I don't even want to touch that. The Eagles, Sanders has not done anything, and he's too sketchy of a play as of right now. So I'd probably play Breida. The only thing, Zay Jones, that's funny. I actually wonder if your name is actually Zay Jones, because that would actually be, that's a coincidence, if anything. But anyway, the information that I saw earlier today on Sleeper app was Matt Breida. No. It was Jeff Wilson Jr. was named like the goal line back by Kyle Shanahan or some shit like that, which is concerning. But I would still play Breida over the other two. But don't completely fall asleep on Kerryon Johnson. If the dude catches a couple balls out of the backfield like he did last week, that's where he gets majority of his value. Let's see here. Thoughts? Oh my God. All right, I'm just gonna scroll. Sorry, guys. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna scroll to the bottom. Sorry, guys, if I missed anything, I'll get back to it. Oh God, here we go. Big timer. Njoku suffered a wrist injury. Could require surgery. Yikes. Well, go pick up Will Disley. Thank you for the $2 donation. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. It doesn't help that offense, but hopefully somebody else can catch a ball. It doesn't look like Jarvis Landry's catching any passes anytime soon, though. Marlon Mack or Kenny Golladay? I'm probably in a full PPR. I'm playing Golladay. Yeah, I'll play Kenny Golladay. Even though I do think Marlon Mack could have a 100-yard rushing game, I think Kenny Golladay is going to have a monster week against that terrible secondary. I was involved in the 3-team trade where I gave up David Johnson, Diggs, Cohen, Latavius Murray, and received Adams, Coleman, Penny, and Hawkinson. I'm the Juju Howard Carson Breida owner. Okay, so you got David Johnson. Okay, that's fine. And Cohen, I don't think you needed Cohen or Latavius Murray, but that's fine. Oh no, you gave up. Holy shit. I don't like that trade very much. I'd much rather have David Johnson, Diggs, Cohen, and Latavius Murray over Devontae Adams, Coleman, who is going to come back into an RBBC, Penny, who is not the starter and probably won't get any much time at all. I understand you're trying to lock down Penny as your handcuff there, but it's just a little sketchy there. You do get another receiver, which helps, but personally, I think Diggs is just as valuable as Juju going forward, and David Johnson is far better than the Coleman Penny that you received. Let me see here. Let's see here. Futuristic old school. How does AB on the Patriots affect James White's fantasy production? Do you think I should try to trade James White for a wide receiver? Sure. James White's production or his opportunity isn't really affected by Antonio Brown. I think it's more affected by Sony Michel and Rex Burkhead. Typically, James White was what? He was a top 12 running back last year in half PPR because of the fact that Sony Michel was missing time. Sony Michel missed, 3-4 games last season? Due to that, James White was even given goal line touches. They got Cordell Patterson working in the running game as well last year, but majority of James White's real big upside last season came from him scoring touchdowns. He scored 10 fantasy points each of the last 2 weeks, but if he doesn't have a late touchdown like he did last week, he had a touchdown with 3 minutes remaining or something, if he doesn't have that, he's a bum. He doesn't get any touches on the ground, very limited use through the air. You're playing against the Jets, which is a very one-sided matchup, so that could lead to a lot of, hey, we're just going to kill the clock after we put up 21 points and just make sure nobody gets injured. So should you try to trade him for a wide receiver? I think, yeah, if you have enough viable running back depth on your bench, I would say go for it. Yeah, try it. Try to see if somebody's interested in it. Thank you for the donation. All right, moving on. Chris, Kerryon Johnson or Montgomery as my flex this week, and Vance. Okay, so Kerryon Johnson and Montgomery. It depends what you subscribe to. Okay, so here's the thing. The Philadelphia Eagles are not going to let him run the ball. He's not going to be able to run up the gut. The only way that Kerryon Johnson ever this week has some sort of fantasy worth is through the passing game, which I've mentioned many times. Last year, I had flashbacks. It was a nightmare. It was like I woke up from a nightmare that Kerryon Johnson against the Bears, 2 receiving touchdowns, had a monster game, 20-plus points when I told everyone not to start him because all he did was get all the work in the passing game. So there's always a possibility he does the same this week. And it's also, I think the Eagles defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. He used to be the head coach of the Lions, so he's going to get after it, right? But between him and Montgomery's a safer play in my opinion. It's a better matchup against the Redskins, and the only question is whether or not he gets all of the opportunity. From what we saw last week in terms of snap percentage and the amount of rushing attempts he was given and the goal line work, I'm probably going to lean towards Montgomery this week. And especially in a standard league, because if it's in a standard and you don't have to worry about Kerryon Johnson getting a point per reception, you can just avoid that and just go Montgomery. Vance McDonald or Darren Waller is your next question at the tight end position. I'm probably going with Darren Waller. I really do think he's the only receiving option on that team going into this week. Vance McDonald did have a major game with Mason Rudolph, so we could see more of him just streamline targeting him as his little security blanket. Now that Juju Smith is going to be on the outside getting doubled all day. And, I'd probably play Waller in that case. I'm just not 100% convinced. Actually, here's the thing. Here's a quick thought. Vance McDonald used to play for the 49ers, right? What if he has a revenge game this week after they traded him a couple years back, comes back to San Francisco, at San Francisco, has a big game? There's always a possibility. But otherwise, I'm playing Waller. Thank you for the donation, Chris. All right, let's scroll on this sucker. All righty, holy shit. All right, cool. So you do want to be banned. Nice. Hyde user on this channel? Yeah, you don't get to comment anymore. Sorry, bud. Oh, man. Kyle. Dude, get a life, bruv. I'm telling you. There's a lot better things to do than just come and spam in channels. I promise you, buddy. Wow, he's been spamming this whole time? Holy shit, buddy. Come on, man. Oh, my. Yeah. Okay, well, hey, you know what? It's your life. Do whichever you want. All right. Tutorials Unlimited, $2 donation. Damian Williams, Joe Mixon, Larry Fitz, or Gore at the flex. Probably playing Joe Mixon at the flex this week. Certainly. I think there's always a possibility that if Damian Williams is healthy, we play him, but I'm going to lean towards the side of caution and say probably not. So it's between Joe Mixon and Frank Gore in my eyes. And between the two, they play each other, same matchup. I'm just more comfortable playing Joe Mixon over Frank Gore currently. But, yeah, so it would probably go Mixon, Gore, and then Fitz. If Damian Williams is healthy, then even then, I'd probably not even play him because of the Baltimore matchup. Thank you for the donation. All right, let me scroll down here. Where's the other one? Okay. Give me a second, guys. Jesus Christ. Okay, now that should work. Hopefully. All right, did we take care of that? All right, cool. 916 Chaos Lord, $2 donation. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. Half PPR, need 3. Lockett, Brown, Montgomery, Hardman, Woods. I'm probably playing in a half PPR Montgomery, Lockett, and, man, between John Brown and Hardman, it's pretty tough. Off the top of my head, I'd probably go with Hardman because of the upside, but the safe play is John Brown. So if you want just the safest play in which you're going to still get points and be pretty well off, it's Lockett, Brown, and Montgomery. Otherwise, throw Hardman in there for John Brown. Okay, let me go ahead and scroll on the sucker really quickly, guys. Sorry. I had to get rid of Kyle because he wanted so much attention because his parents don't love him as much. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. AAA donates $1.99. Thank you for the donation. Should I trade Evans for Godwin? Sure. I don't mind that. I don't think that's a problem at all. Give me a second, guys. Jesus Christ, people calling me for no reason. Okay, if someone could read my lips there, I'd actually be surprised. Because the question I was just asked was some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go back. Let's scroll on this sucker. Okay, here we go. Josh Allen, Russell Wilson. Into the Bengals matchup, I'd probably play Josh Allen slightly over Wilson, but Wilson is as consistent as it gets in terms of the quarterback position. How do you feel about Chubb in this underwhelming offense? As long as he gets his 18 touches, I'm not really too concerned about him. Obviously, they're not looking good in terms of an overall offense, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'm probably going to take it. I have Odell. Okay, no, that's a different person talking something else. Holy moly, what am I looking at? Milky, what's up, dude? Jesus Christ, relax, bud. Jesus, Moses. Holy shit. Top 5 defensive streams: 49ers, Titans, Redskins, potentially Jaguars this week, Seahawks. I think those are pretty good, or they're definitely available. Let's see here. Nixon? No. We're talking about Mixon, buddy. Let's see here. Should I start Demarcus Robinson? Sure. Why not? It's a good matchup. And he's going to be used a lot, I guess. I don't know. Only time will tell. Juju or Marquise Brown? I'm playing Juju over Marquise Brown. I don't think I'm going to ever leave Juju on the bench for it. But Marquise Brown could, it only takes one pass, and he's made his fantasy week up. Let's see here. Michael, what's up? $5 donation. Thank you. Much appreciated. Demarcus Robinson, Frank Gore, John Ross. Sit 2, start 1. If it's a full PPR, I'm playing Robinson and Ross. Even then, even if it's not a full PPR, I think both these guys are big play guys. If it's a standard, I'd consider going Robinson and Gore. But if it's any sort of PPR, I'm playing both the receivers this week. All right. Thank you for the donation. Let's see here. Aaron Jones, trade for Mixon. No, I'd keep Aaron Jones over Mixon right now. Should I trade Thielen for Juju? I don't mind that trade. I don't think it'll pan out as well as you might think. I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to be that good of a quarterback to make Juju a top 12 receiver. At least Kirk Cousins has the experience to kind of get back on track. Should I trade Evans for Godwin? I don't mind that, like I said earlier. Let's see here. Okay, we got to... Jesus Christ, guys. Literally thousands of questions at a time. It's unbelievable. Aaron Jones or Chubb? Rest of season, I'd rather have Chubb. Aaron Jones is going to be splitting snaps with Jamal Williams soon. Just wait, guys. What are we thinking about Devontae Freeman this week? Should be fantastic. Indianapolis is not good against the run. Eckler destroyed them week 1. Hunter Henry had a good week. Or not Hunter Henry. Derrick Henry had another Charger, imagine. Derrick Henry had a good week in week 2. And Devontae Freeman, as long as he's fed and he gets more than 11 rushing attempts, he should be fine into this matchup. But their offensive line is the biggest question mark. Is Connor still worth playing as an RB1 in a PPR? What are your other options, Connor? Or Colin, excuse me, Connor. Jesus. I'm all over the place now, guys. I'm getting flustered by all this garbage. This spam, dude. Sometimes. All right. Let's go very slowly from the top to the bottom here. Hollywood, Montgomery, Hardman at the flex. I'm probably playing... I don't know what your scoring format is. That's tough. But I'm probably playing one of the wide receivers, probably Hollywood, and then I'd go with Montgomery and Hardman. Okay, what are we doing, Milky? Relax, dude. Connor, Kupp, Ridley, Lockett, or Montgomery? I don't know why you wouldn't play Connor. I understand the idea of, well, you're starting 2, right? Okay, so if you're trying to avoid all of the potential mishaps of Connor having a bad week, you go with Lockett and Kupp, and you play it safely. Otherwise, I don't mind going with like a Montgomery Connor start here, personally. What are we doing here? Okay, let's just scroll to. Okay, gee me. Anthony, $2 donation. Thank you. Emmanuel, should I trade Cooks and Breida for Evans or Galladay? So you're trading a wide receiver and a starting running back for... Yeah, I'd probably do it. It depends how much running back depth you have. If you're willing to give up a running back like that and a wide receiver, I'd do it for Galladay. I wouldn't do it for Evans as of right now. Let's see here. All right, let me do something really quickly. I'm just going to start rapid firing. Here we go. Trade Woods for Galladay. Yes. That's to Michael. Let's see here. Drop McCoy for Darwin? Yes. That's to Brandon. What are your thoughts on Aaron Jones' touches being taken away? Not good. But Jamal Williams isn't a good enough running back to make a difference. What's your thought on Raheem Mostert? I've been talking about him for the last 2 weeks. He's a good running back, and the 49ers like to run RBBC, so it makes sense. Is Mac's injury a huge concern? No, it shouldn't be. That's the Brandon. What are we looking at? I tried to trade Sammy Watkins for Aaron Jones. They declined the trade. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Should I trade Zach Ertz for Nick Chubb? If you can, and you have another tight end that's going to fill in perfectly, like a Darren Waller or DeWill Disley off the waivers, I would. Let's see here. Thoughts on TJ Hawkinson? Not enough usage, I guess. I don't know. In that matchup in week 2, he's a rookie. A lot of rookie wide receivers and tight ends are going to have inconsistencies. I just rather play a more consistent guy that's going to get a larger piece of the target share within his offense at the tight end position. Panthers kicker ranked 1, but play him if Cam sits. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't think that Kyle Allen's going to be bad enough to where they don't get into field goal range. His kicker's been pretty accurate. Getting a couple, lucky bounces here and there, but it should be fine. Kupp or Josh Jacobs in a full PPR. It depends if Josh Jacobs is healthy. If he's healthy, I wouldn't mind playing him, but then again, it's the Vikings matchup, and he's got that groin injury, so probably just stick to safety of Kupp. But it's still early in the week. That's why asking these kind of questions are pretty much going to be irrelevant in 2 days after we figure out how everything comes apart this week. Chubb for Keenan Allen and Sony Michel. If you need the wide receiver help, I don't mind that. But just understand that Chubb is the better player of the bunch, and that's why you're giving him up for 2 players. But if you need the wide receiver depth, then sure. Let's see here. Mustard or Gore in the flex. I probably play Gore this week. If Singletary's out, I have 1 quarterback on my roster. Should I pick up a second one or drop someone like Duke or Jarvis? Yeah, you should, because I would probably drop Duke Johnson and pick up another one. From a deep quarterback draft, very shallow QB pool. Yep, it's typically how it works. But I dropped Duke Johnson at that point, or even Jarvis. It just depends on what kind of depth you need. Either way, you probably play both at the flex. Let's see here. Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson, or A.J. Brown. Pick 1 PPR. I'm not touching Robbie Anderson, who's going to be playing against the Patriots, and they're just going to double cover him. It's not going to work. A.J. Brown, there's Thursday night. I'm not really into playing a Titans wide receiver, so I'd probably just go with Curtis Samuel this week, even with Kyle Allen. Would you drop Geis in the keeper league? That's yes, I would. I would probably drop him in the keeper league because you're not going to keep him next year. You're not going to, or I don't think you would. They have a lot of running backs on that team. They drafted the kid out of Stanford this year, so there are a couple other names out of that backfield that'll probably take advantage of something if Geis doesn't come back healthy. Thoughts on Justin Jackson? It's only a matter of time until Eckler hurts something, and then Justin Jackson's coming to take the job. So just wait on that. Let's see here. $5 donation from David says, who should I start? RB2 Hyde or Gore? Flex, Demarcus Robinson, John Brown. How do you feel about Hawkinson? Love your stuff. Thank you very much, David, for the donation. I would play Gore over Hyde this week as long as Singletary is out, which he's most likely going to be. I would play Demarcus Robinson over John Brown this week. And how do I feel about Hawkinson? He's a rookie. Like I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies in the play of a rookie tight end, unless he gets a wide margin of targets, which is probably not the likelihood. Then he's just going to be inconsistent. So you might want to find another tight end to play next to him on a weekly basis. Maybe go pick up Chris Herndon and start playing him as soon as he comes off of a suspension. Thank you for the donation. Another donation, Cameron. Damian Williams, Josh Gordon, DK Metcalf, or Frank Gore in a half PPR. I'd probably go with Frank Gore, then DK Metcalf, and then the other two this week, as long as Singletary doesn't play. Otherwise, I'm playing Metcalf in there. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything up here. I don't think I did. All right. Let's scroll down here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool. MPB808X, $2 donation. Thank you very much. Christian Kirk, DJ Moore, Scary Terry, pick one PPR. I'm going with Scary Terry this week, and then Christian Kirk, and then DJ Moore. With Kyle Allen probably being the starting quarterback this week of the Panthers, I probably want to avoid the use of a Carolina wide receiver the most I possibly can. I do like the matchup of Christian Kirk playing against the Panthers, especially with the amount of usage that he gets and the amount of snaps he gets. They use, 4 wide sets 40% of the time. And then on top of that, I think in terms of hurry-up offenses, they ran hurry-up offense like 40 or 50% of the time last week, some disgusting number. But yeah, I'm playing Terry McLaurin against the Bears. Keenum's just going to feed him, whether it's early or late. He's going to be fed the ball. Thank you for the donation. All right, let's see here. Josh Allen or Garoppolo this week? I'm playing Josh Allen. Garoppolo's close, but I'm playing Josh Allen. Mixon, Damian, Connor, or Derrick Henry start 2. If I'm not mistaken, I had Henry and Connor the highest of the bunch, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd probably go with that in the rankings. Should I pick up Hyde or Thompson from waivers and drop Lindsey? I wouldn't drop Lindsey. If you're super desperate for a running back, between the two, I'd go for Hyde. But I don't know. I have a hard time dropping Lindsey after the first 2 weeks. Let's see here. Where are we at? Mike Williams or Allen Robinson? I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky. It's too much of a risk, and I don't trust Mike Williams anymore. So between the two, I think the chance of Allen Robinson maybe having a good week, there's a possibility. So I go with Robinson. Mike Williams is just tricky. Knee injury, doesn't get enough targets, and outside of the red zone is pretty much worthless unless he makes a big play. How do you feel about Chubb? Okay, I think we went over that already. Did I scroll too far up? What the hell did I do? Modern. Let's see here. Vance McDonald or Evan Engram this week? Evan Engram against Okay, but here's the thing. So the question is, which one of these tight ends do I want to play with a rookie quarterback? I'm playing Evan Engram. Thank you for the $2 donation. Here's my thought process. Evan Engram is the number one receiver of that team. Sterling Shepard could come back, but even then, Evan Engram, the offense is almost being built around him. Like Saquon Barkley is barely being seen, barely being used at times because of the game script. And once it gets a little out of hand where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are scoring a bunch, Daniel Jones, a lot of garbage time. Evan Engram is going to be his guy. So I go Engram this week and going forward probably. But I do like Vance McDonald with Rudolph if he continues to target him as much as he did last week once he came in. Thank you for the donation again. Michael, another donation. Thank you very much. Brandon Cooks or Tyler Boyd, non-PPR. I'm going with Tyler Boyd. I think even in the video that I put out today, I think Tyler Boyd needs to be higher. If we go back to week 1 and look at just how many targets Jamison Crowder had, Jamison Crowder for the Jets had 17 targets and 14 receptions for like 98 receiving yards. Tyler Boyd's going to sit in the slot against this Buffalo Bills team while John Ross is being covered by Tre'Davious White. And then if Boyd can figure it out, he should have a pretty good week. But yeah, he's far and away ahead of Cooks in my eyes this week. Thank you for the donation. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this one. Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen this week? I'm playing Lamar Jackson. How could you not play Lamar Jackson? That's my question, Miguel. Play O.J. Howard versus the Giants or Disley versus the Saints? I'd probably play Disley. O.J. Howard is just a no-show at this point, unless he's going to get more routes. But here's the thing. Like, they still have Cameron Brate running around. He could always, steal something there. So I just go with Disley for the safety of it. You don't want another goose egg, do you? Cook, Eckler, Mack, or Kamara, pick 3. These are all running backs. It says 6-man. Okay, it's a PPR league. I'm playing Dalvin Cook. I'm playing Marlon Mack, and I'm playing Eckler. I'm leaving Kamara on the bench this week. Just my thoughts. I know you want to play your studs, but your other 3 guys are honestly just too good this week to give up. Aguilar, Gordon, or Curtis Samuel in a PPR. I'm playing Nelson Aguilar, the music mic. Let's see here. What am I looking at? Montgomery or Singletary? Singletary is probably not going to play Nick Yang, so I'm going Montgomery. Thoughts on the trade? Cooks, Tyrell, Singletary, and Waller for Connor, Fitz, Allen Robinson, and Witten. Let's see here. Cooks, Tyrell, Singletary, and Waller for... I don't mind the side where you acquire Connor, Fitz, and Allen Robinson, but I don't like the idea of getting Jason Witten as my tight end. That's the only prospect that scares me. But overall, Kyle, I don't think it's a bad idea. Let's see here. Malcolm Brown or James White this week? I'm going with James White. Even in a standard, I think he'll be fine. Fitz or Juju? I'm playing Lockett already, so I'm going with Juju over Fitz. Montgomery, okay, we already went over that. Mark Andrews or Kittle? There's no way I'm not playing Mark Andrews this week again. The guy's dropped, 2 20-point games? He's pretty much the Kittle of 2019. Kittle's just disappeared, unfortunately. He's being used as a blocking piece more than anything in this offense, which is kind of unfortunate, but it sucks. Trade Watkins for Fournette, non-PPR. What do you think? I don't think Fournette is that valuable at this point, but if you need running back depth, it's fine. I don't think. Fournette has not looked good. I think in terms of running routes from the running back position, I think he has like the third or fourth or fifth maybe most ran routes out of the backfield for the running back position. So all in all, I think Fournette could eventually play better, but with the quarterback situation and all the drama that's happening in Jacksonville, I'd probably just keep Watkins. But I don't mind it if you need running back depth. Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll up and down at the same time, guys. Just give me a second. Rick with a $1 donation. Thank you very much. Did I miss anything? Okay, Kyle. Thank you for the $5 donation. I gotta scroll down and make sure I didn't miss anybody here. All right, that's fine. All right, let me go back up here. Let's scroll to the bottom. Stafford or Allen this week? I'm going with Josh Allen, Ken. What's this? Jarvis Landry for Aguilar or Rashad Penny? Keep or drop Jarvis Landry for Aguilar or Rashad Penny? If you need the wide receiver help, I would drop him for Aguilar right now. If you need to play this coming week at your wide receiver 3 spot, then I would do it. But and then I wouldn't mind dropping him for Penny if you need RB depth. Jarvis Landry's pretty much disappeared. I don't understand where he went. They just don't even target him, which is kind of crazy. He's dropped so many passes over the last couple weeks. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Okay, want to pick up Darwin. Who would you drop? Geis, Washington, MVS. Why wouldn't you drop Geis? He's on the IR. He's not coming back. Or even if he does, he doesn't come back for a while. Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen? Probably Josh Allen this week over Aaron Rodgers, which is kind of crazy, right? But Josh Allen's turning into one of those monsters. McLaurin or Mostert in a standard? I'm probably going with Mostert this week. Lindsey or Curtis Samuel? Probably. Depends if Cam plays. If Cam doesn't play, I don't want to touch Curtis Samuel. I'd rather just go with Lindsey and hope he breaks off a run. Jamie with a $5 donation. Trade Robert Woods for Mike Evans? ? Yes, I would. I think Mike Evans probably has more of an upside, and people are so down on him right now that I'd probably do. I'd probably pull the trigger. If we just look at what Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks were capable of doing last season, this Rams offense does not even look remotely the same in terms of production. So I'm just a little worried about that. And Cooper Kupp is going to be the number one of that team. He is Jared Goff's safety blanket. So I'd probably take that trade, Robert Woods for Mike Evans. And then you're asking Goff over Allen this week? No, I'm playing Josh Allen this week against the Bengals. It's too good of a matchup. Flex Connor or Hardman? I'd probably flex Connor. I'd probably flex Connor there in a standard. Let's see here. TK, $2 donation. Thank you very much. Mimi again, $2 donation. Says Fuller, Kirk, Nelson Aguilar. Thanks. Fuller against the Chargers? No. Christian Kirk, I don't mind it. Nelson Aguilar, I don't mind. I'm probably playing Aguilar, especially if it's a PPR. And then it's Kirk, and then it's Fuller. Thank you for the donation. Mimi again. Corey, great content. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Where am I at? Holy moly, guys. There's so many questions flying at me. Okay, so let's see this, shall we? Where are we at? John Ross or John Brown this week? Ross, barely. I don't mind you playing Brown in a PPR. It's really going to be, it's very dependent on who scores a touchdown. If John Ross can find the end zone again, then he's perfectly fine. That's why I have him ahead. But I don't mind playing John Brown over him. But yeah, Ross would be my suggestion. Cup or Hollywood Brown? I'm playing Cup. Murray or Goff? I'm probably playing Kyler Murray this week over Goff. I'm not afraid of that Browns matchup. I'm afraid of Jared Goff not throwing 3 touchdowns and not being productive enough. Let's see here. Where am I at? Holy moly. Let's see. Watkins, Tyrell, Hardman, Brandon Cooks. Okay, so here's my question. I'm very curious. Just for this one, I have to flip this. Okay, so let's look at this question, everybody, please. You have to explain to me. You're asking me a question that has been answered already, right? Like, everybody here is a wide receiver, right? So we have Tyrell, Hardman, Brandon Cooks, Antonio Brown, Cobb, and Juju. Wide receiver, 2 flex, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Who do I play, right? My question is, why do you need to spam it 6 times? And then my following question is, why don't you go just watch the video? There's literally timestamps down below where you can just go and look at the list. Perfectly done. I just don't understand the logic of just spamming. Doesn't make any sense to me. All right, let's see here. Superflex help. 4-point per passing touchdown, 3-point minus for interceptions. Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford. I'm playing Stafford. Let's see here. Pick 2, Cam Newton, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff. I'm playing Kyler Murray this week. David Montgomery over Breida. I don't mind it. In a PPR, the PPR doesn't really help Montgomery very much. I'd probably play Breida, but I don't mind Montgomery, Mikey the Tiger. Let's see here. Carry on Breida, Sanders. I'm probably playing Breida between the 3. It probably goes like Breida, carry on Sanders as of right now. What is this? Gore or Connor at the flex. Mack and Eckler are your primary 2 running backs. Alfredo, I'd probably go with Connor as of right now. Yeah. Let's see here. Where are we at? I got to scroll on this. Greg, Cup, or Hollywood. I'd play Cup. MVS or Gordon. I don't even want to touch either of them, dude. Leon, I don't want to touch either of them. That's the rough part about it. I'd probably just go with Gordon. MVS against the Broncos isn't bad, but he doesn't get enough work. I feel like Allison's just going to come and steal it eventually. I'd probably go Gordon in that one. Let's see here. Lockett, Hardman, or Justin Jackson. I don't play Justin Jackson right now, not unless Eckler is out. So Adam Hansen, I'm playing Lockett this week over Hardman. Should I trade Matt Breida and David Montgomery for Engram? Let me actually flip this back, guys. Sorry, here we go. What were you saying again? Should I trade Matt Breida and David Montgomery for Mark Ingram? No, absolutely not, Mikey the Tiger. Just keep you guys. Whatever. What the hell happened here? Okay, there it is. Mcdonald versus San Francisco, Waller versus Minnesota. I'm probably playing Waller. Let's see here. Connor or Jacobs? It depends if Jacobs is healthy, and it depends if Connor's healthy. Obviously, they both are a little banged up, but if they're both healthy, I'm probably going with Connor this week. Let's see here. Move all the way down. Michelle over Connor. Due to Connor. Okay, somebody's answering. Oh, you're asking me a question. Michelle over Connor? Yeah, I'm playing Michelle over Connor. I think he's higher than him in my rankings. Is he not? Am I mistaken? Maybe I'm forgetting. Maybe he's like 1 less. I don't know. Diggs or Allen Robinson, 1 point per passing touchdown. Yeah, or 1 point per PPR. Excuse me. I'm playing Diggs easily. Drop Duke Johnson for Royce Freeman. Yes. If you don't need Duke Johnson to contribute on a weekly basis, yeah, I think Royce Freeman probably has a better chance of contributing later on, and especially if Lindsey gets injured or they just let Royce Freeman have the entire backfield somehow. I believe you said Kyler over Goff. Is it just a better matchup? It's not just a better matchup. It's the fact that Kyler Murray and David Johnson, they're not going to run the ball against the Panthers. They're probably just going to pass heavily as they usually do. All they do is sit in shotgun the whole time. Jared Goff, on the other hand, is probably going to get his touchdowns poached from him by either Malcolm Brown or Todd Gurley. Unless Jared Goff wants to come out and throw 3 touchdowns on a Sunday night game away. Listen, on top of it, Jared Goff away is a far less quarterback than he is at home. I was looking at splits last week. At home last season, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. On the road last season, 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's not a good quarterback on the road. So I'd probably just play Kyler. Better matchup-ish. But I think just a better play in general this week. Garoppolo or Goff? I don't mind playing Garoppolo this week. I don't know, man. Goff is kind of tricky for me. It bothers me. Yeah, these 3, right? I'm playing Matthew Stafford. Swelly. I'm playing Matthew Stafford. All right, give me a second. Let me flip this back because I have to check something. Another donation from Superstar Frenzy says Josh Gordon or John Brown, half PPR, or DeMarcus Robinson. I'm probably playing Robinson, then Brown, then Josh Gordon. Superstar Frenzy. Thank you for the donation. All right, let's scroll up. I got about 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to just rip off as many as I can here, guys. All right. Thank you for your patience. For those of you who haven't gotten your questions answered, we will be doing another one of these Sunday morning. All right, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, Kyler Murray has the best strength to schedule rest of the season. I know. Yeah, that's for certain, TK. That is for certain. I've looked at it. It's very juicy. Okay, Delanie Walker or Hawkinson. I'll probably play Delanie Walker tomorrow night against the Jaguars. Starting John Brown in the flex PPR is a good choice over Tyrell, Matt Breida, or Curtis Samuel. Yes, probably. Tyrell, if he's not healthy, I don't want to play him, especially against Xavier Rhodes. Matt Breida is probably the only other option that I'm considering, but considering it's a full PPR and they're playing against the Bengals, I don't mind John Brown over Breida this week, Shane. Let's see here. MT asks, stroke your beard for me, big man. 2-0, thanks to you. Atta baby, there you go. Thank you for the donation. MT, Jesus, you're a sick bastard. All right, let me see here. Another donation from Rick, $2. Thank you. Should I trade Fournette for Jay Richardson? Who the heck is Jay Richardson? What? Okay, somebody explain to me. Okay, Rick, what is this? For T.Y. who the fuck? Are you trolling me? Because Jay Richardson reminds me of Jason Richardson, who used to play for the Golden State Warriors and could just jam on people. Me again, $2 donation. Mostert or Darwin if McCoy and Williams don't play? I probably still play Mostert because the matchup against the Steelers is really, really juicy. But having Darwin Thompson on roster always helps. I don't think Darwin's going to be able to... Look, he's 5'8", 180 pounds. If he runs into the Ravens defense, he's going to get smashed. I know he's played all of his years in college, but still, it's not going to be a fun time for him in the running game. But he could be used as a receiving back, which brings his value up. Me again. So if you play in a PPR, I'd consider it, but I'm still playing Mostert this week. Let me scroll down. Here we go. Wilson or Jimmy G? I'm playing Wilson this week. Long balls, Larry. Jesus, what a name. Carson or Sony Michel this week? I'm playing Carson. And who's that for? That's Wilson. Steven says, Keenan Allen, Ridley, Godwin, Juju. I need to sit one. I would probably sit Ridley, but if you're feeling like Juju's not going to do anything with Mason Rudolph, then you play Ridley and you sit Juju. But you have to play Keenan and Godwin. Let's see here. Delanie Walker or Vance Mcdonald, full PPR. I'm probably playing Vance Mcdonald this week over Delanie Walker. I don't like Thursday night games. Rudolph or O'Shaughnessy. I don't mind O'Shaughnessy. The amount of targets he got, I guess, is kind of... yeah, I don't want to touch Rudolph. So I'd probably play... O'Shaughnessy. Let's see here. Half PPR. Mixon, Fournette, Boyd or Golladay. All right. I'd probably play Boyd and Golladay. I'm not even kidding. Over Mixon, Fournette, I might. It actually, in a half PPR, I'd consider it heavily. Okay, yeah, we already took care of that. Cook or Disley? I'm probably playing Disley over Jared Cook. I don't trust Teddy Bridgewater, and neither does Sean Payton, obviously. Josh Allen over Goff, yes. John Brown or Carry-On? In a PPR? John Brown's a safer play. Should I trade Galladay for James Conner? If you don't need the wide receiver depth and you really think Conner's going to be good without Big Ben, then sure. J-Lock. Let's see here. Let's look at this. That's fine. All right. Scroll on that. Sorry about that. Okay. Keenan, Ridley. Yeah, we already answered that one. Mcdonald or Olsen? I'm playing Mcdonald, especially if Cam's out. If Cam's in, I'm playing Olsen over Mcdonald. Drop Mayfield and pick up Josh Allen. Oh, yikes. That's actually... for this week, yeah. But the thing is, Josh Allen, in week 4, I don't want to play him. I'm not playing him against the Patriots. That just seems a little too sketchy for me. Yeah, he'll probably end up throwing too many picks there. Where are we at? I'm trying to find... Okay, here we go. Is this where I was? Winston for Allen? I think Winston's going to have a really good week here, Matt. But if you want to drop him for Allen, it's perfectly fine. They both have really good matchups. So, yeah, drop him for Allen. It's fine. Let's see here. What do you think about the Jags versus Titans Showdown? Who do you captain? Listen, look, the daily fantasy BS with the captain. You have to captain thing. What's it called? Derrick Henry. Who else is going to score? Unless you like captain DJ Chark, which I think could do something, you just have to captain Henry. But typically, DJ Chark is probably another option in which you could get a lot of points off that one. Let's see here. Do I trade Rodgers for Baker? If you prefer Baker's rest of the season, sure. The matchups in the coming weeks are not easy for the Browns. I think they play 5 2-0 teams in a row. I'd probably go with Rodgers over Baker rest of the season in my eyes as of right now. After seeing the Browns for 2 weeks, yeah. Carson or Diggs, full PPR. I'm probably still playing Carson there. Devon Stanford donation. Thank you very much. No question. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, God. There's so many damn questions, guys. Is Mark Andrews the real deal? I guess we'll know this week. It's another juicy matchup for Lamar Jackson, so why not? Cowboy Nation, yeah, why not? Yeah, I think he really could end up being... Look, I think as of right now, off the top of my head, like Kelsey's number 1, Ertz is number 2 with Alshon and Deshaun Jackson out, but then I got Mark Andrews at 3 this week. Like, I have to have him over Kittle. Kittle's just not doing anything right now. So, yeah, Mark Andrews right now is the real deal. Royce Freeman or Phillip Lindsay? Yeah, I think they're almost identical at this point. They get the same amount of touches. It just depends who gets work in the passing game. I don't think either of them have scored a touchdown this season, right? I don't think either of them have, which is unbelievable, especially for an offense that is primed on running the ball. They haven't figured it out. James White or Cohen? I'll take James White this week. Cam owner offered Brady for Watkins. Would you do it? No. If you play in a 2 QB league, sure. But in a 1 QB league, you got to find some other value on the waivers. There's no way Brady's that valuable to you at this point. I understand his rest of the season schedule is really easy, and the Patriots might not lose a game ever again, but still. Watkins is a little too valuable at this moment. Let's see here. Pick 2 out of 3, Sanders, Boyd, or more. Probably Boyd and Sanders this week. Trade Carry-On for Kyler with Mac Breida left. Zay Jones, if your quarterbacks are really that bad, maybe, but I don't want to trade Carry-On Johnson. He's a potential top 15 running back. For Murray, like, can you not just find Josh Allen on the waivers? Did no one drop Jameis Winston yet? Like, you can survive. Maybe even Matthew Stafford. Let's see here. Marquise Brown or Miko Hardman? I'll go with Brown this week. Let's see. If I have Julio, Godwin, Amari Cooper, should I trade Cooper, Mostert, and Tevin Coleman for John Ross and James Conner? My running backs are Gurley and Michelle in a standard. If you can only start 2 wide receivers, and you're going to go rest of the season with Godwin and Julio, and then you add yourself a John Ross for the sub, and then James Conner for your flex, I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that, Arnold. It's not a bad trade. I just feel like, if you're playing in a standard, yeah, do it. Pull the trigger. If it was a PPR, I would have said maybe Amari Cooper might outscore Connor the rest of the season, potentially, if in fact Connor doesn't play well without thing. But yeah, considering it's standard, take the Connor side. I was offered Woods for Diggs. No, I'd keep your Diggs. Just keep Diggs. I wouldn't take Woods right now. Curtis Samuel or Miles Sanders, Miko Hardman pick. I'd probably play Hardman. The other two are just too sketchy. Kyle with a donation says, what are your thoughts on the Steelers' backfield? What do they have there? They have James Conner, they have Jalen Samuels, and then they have Snell, right? Snell, is that his name? Is it Snell? I don't even remember his last name. He's a third-string running back. I shouldn't even know his last name at this point. But if, in fact, I think James Conner needs to run this backfield, but considering he's played like complete dog shit over the last couple weeks, if you're a Conner owner, I'd just make sure I'd have Jalen Samuels on roster just in case for handcuff purposes. You never know if the injury to his knee is actually more serious than they let on to be. There's a lot of this secrecy in the NFL with injuries. Same thing with Todd Gurley. Organizations don't want you to know what's wrong with their players. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. We got to scroll down on this list. Thank you for the donation again, though. Trade Godwin for Carson, half PPR. If you need the running back depth, yeah, go for it. Juju for Allen. Is that Keenan Allen? Yeah, I'd do it. Trade God. Okay, we already got that out of the way. You don't have to spam it 20 times. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, guys. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. Thoughts on Emanuel Sanders? He's an incredible wide receiver. I don't know, man. He's ridiculous. He's played out of his mind this season thus far. David Montgomery or Damian Williams? I'd play Montgomery over Williams this week, and then I'd play Evans over Ross Smith kicks. Let's see here. Mostert or Hyde week 3? Probably play Raheem Mostert this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Hyde has a really good matchup against the Chargers. Chargers have a tough time stopping running backs, but I'd still play Mostert. Let's see here. Should I Austin Hooper for Disley? Yeah, why not? The tight end position's so bullshit sometimes that, yeah, why not? Hooper's not going to do, I think they'll pretty much be the same tight end. If they put up 6 points a week, I'll be surprised. I think that's like their baseline. I think that's fine. It just depends who scores touchdowns. I don't think Hooper's scoring touchdowns anytime soon with their offense. Mark Andrews or Vance Mcdonald? How is that a question, Matthew? I'm not trying to berate you here with how dare you, but Mark Andrews has to be started this week. It's not even close. Even with this questionable tag that I saw earlier today, I'd still play him. Certainly. Isaac asks Edelman or Hollywood Brown. I play Hollywood Brown. Zio asks trade Marquis Brown for Amari Cooper. Yes, 100,000% do it right now. Stetzy asks Kirk or Marquise Brown. I play Marquise Brown. That's 3 questions back to back to back. Trade Kamara for Chubb. 0-2 and need production now. Yes, do it. Joe Webb and Chad Henne. Oh my God, this week. Yeah, Joe Webb and Chad Henne. And then also, if you can play JT O'Sullivan, I think he's starting for the 49ers this week. You can play him as well. Let's move on. Duke Johnson or Miles Sanders? I'll play Duke. I'll play Miles Sanders, certainly. OJ or Hawk? That's a tricky question to say the least. I feel like OJ could have a week against the Giants, but I don't trust him enough, so I just probably play Hawk. But even then, he's just as unreliable. Should I drop Cam if I have Goff and Murray? Yes. Should I trust Montgomery or Gore since he's playing Devontae Freeman and Chubb? Since I'm playing Devontae Freeman. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can play Montgomery over Gore this week. I don't mind that at all. He's a good matchup as well, so that's fine. Fournette, Carson, or Godwin? I'm playing Carson and Godwin between the three, excuse me. What time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock, guys. I'm almost out of here. Thank you again for everybody showing up, asking questions. I appreciate it. We're going to do this again Sunday morning. I'll probably start the stream at 8:30. Depends on when I wake up, though. Obviously, late night Saturdays. Let's see here. Christian Kirk or Allen Robinson? I play Christian Kirk. Montgomery or Ridley? I probably play Montgomery. Watkins, Godwin, Montgomery, Freeman, pick 2. Must start ARB. So you play Freeman and you play Watkins. Actually, no, you play Freeman and Godwin. I don't even know if Watkins is going to get it done this week. Let's see here. OJ murdered my lineup. Yep, he's murdered everyone's lineups. $5 donation from Najee says Mixon will be a top 10 RB when his line is back. They were absolutely horrible against the Niners. They had at least 3 runs of over 15 callback. Yeah, not even that. It's not even the fact that their offensive line sucks. It's the problem that their defense can't stop a soul. So when you're losing 14-17-0 early in games, you can't just hand the ball off to Mixon. You can't kill time. Your game script has to turn into, we need to score now before it gets out of hand. Then it gets out of hand, and then Mixon's completely evaporated out of this entire scheme or the play calling. That's the problem with Mixon right now. It's that the Bengals defense can't stop a soul. Anyway, thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Do I trade Eckler for Cook? Yes. For Dalvin Cook, I would do it. I have Jackson, Engram. This is from Devin. I have Jackson, Engram, Hollywood, and Andrews. Trade or keep? What do you mean? You have Jackson? Who's Jackson? Which Jackson is that? Is that Justin Jackson? Is that Deshaun Jackson? Is that Lamar Jackson? Which one? Also, you have Engram. That's Mark Ingram, certainly. Hollywood, that's Hollywood Brown. And then you have Mark. Oh, so you're telling me you have 4 Ravens. Thank you. Now I understand. You have 4 Baltimore Ravens. Do you get rid of any of them? Maybe Mark Ingram. Yeah, I'd consider getting rid of Mark Ingram right now, if you could. Because I wouldn't mind keeping Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews. The amount that they've been used over the last 2 weeks is incredible. Thank you for the donation. Are you worried about the Browns offense? Nick Chubb in particular. No, I'm not worried about Chubb. I am worried about the offense, though. Baker Mayfield doesn't look good. I think he may have bamboozled all of us last year. And the hype of Odell may have exacerbated that just a tad bit. I got Kenny Golladay, Godwin, and Adams on my wide receiver core in a season long. That looks fantastic, Dave. That's actually really fucking good going forward. Let's see here. Can I drop Damian Harris? Yeah, you should have dropped him in week 1 after Rex Burkhead was getting all those touches. Didn't answer one of my questions. 21 Donut Boy. What are we talking about? One of my questions? Well, it happens, dude. It happens. Super Chat takes priority. That's all I can say. Let's see here. Where are we at? Instead of maybe, complaining about me not answering a question, if you just put it there, it would have been answered. I'll tell you that much. Let's see here. Send Hawkinson for New England defense. Play against. Yeah, if you can trade Hawkinson for the New England defense rest of the season, yes, I would take it. Jacksonville or Green Bay defense this week, I'd probably play Green Bay. Standard flex, Damian Williams or Demarcus Robinson. I don't think Williams is going to play, and even if he does, he's probably not going to get much work. What are we looking at here? Would you start Fournette, Mack, or Bell? Pick 2. I'd probably play Mack and Bell this week. I'm not really convinced on the Fournette train. I wasn't convinced on the Fournette train earlier before the season even started, so I'm not surprised that he's not playing too well here, even with all of his health being fully. Is the Jacksonville defense going to be good this year? That's a great question. Somebody asked Doug Marrone because he's about to get fired next week. So hopefully when he's gone, they figure it out. Thoughts on Robert Woods? Not looking good. Would you trade Devontae Adams and Sony Michel for Michael Thomas and James Conner? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. But it's close. Najee with $2 donation says, I got Saquon, OBJ, and Chubb. Good idea? Wait, Saquon for OBJ and Chubb. Is it a good idea? Yeah, I would do it. For OBJ and Chubb, I don't think I can pass that up. I know Saquon is, he's the number 1 overall pick, but the way it looks with the negative game scripts, them consistently being blown out on a weekly basis, if he's not running the ball as much, I think they're just trying to protect him. They don't want him to get, overworked this season like he was last year. So I'd probably take that, Najee. Anyway, it's 4 o'clock. I got a couple more questions in me, and then I got to go, guys. That phone call I got earlier today, I blew it off. I got to call them back and figure this out. Emanuel Sanders, Chris Carson. I play Carson this week over Sanders, even in a full PPR. Would you trade Mark Andrews, John Ross for Aaron Jones? If you can replace Mark Andrews, which is going to be really hard to do, I would, because Aaron Jones' rest of the season should be good, but I don't think you're going to be able to replace him, Mark Andrews. He might be the Kittle this year, and if that's the case, then you're going to be making a mistake by trading him. Is that DB with the $1 donation? Thank you. No question, much appreciated. Derrick Henry or Sammy Watkins at the flex position? I'd probably play Derrick Henry there. If it's a full PPR, I'd consider Sammy, but even then. Henry or Watkins? Yeah, that's the same question. Is it the same guy? I don't even know. It's interesting. Wentz or Cousins? I probably would play Cousins this week with full regret in mind. Ross or Edelman? I'd play Ross. Montgomery or David Johnson? I'm playing David Johnson. Would you shop Chubb now for a similar running back? I'm not really down on Chubb, guys. What the heck happened to Chubb? Am I the only one that's completely losing my mind? I don't get it. What happened to Chubb this week? I thought he was perfectly fine. 18 rushes, 62 yards, and a touchdown. What's the problem with that, guys? That's not a problem with me. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't expect, obviously I expect a better than a 3.4 yard per carry average, but I don't think Chubb is dead in water right now. He's not dead in the water. He should be fine. Okay, guys, it's 4:03. Thank you everybody for coming. We're gonna do this Sunday morning, 8:30. Be there, be square. Doesn't matter. There's so many of you in this chat just ripping off questions. It's really hard to catch up with all of those guys. Sorry if I didn't answer your question, but there will be time later. If you want, check out the Patreon link down in the description. You get literally, let me explain to you really quickly before we end this, okay, guys? So here's the real thing. So Patreon, it's $5 a month. You can go to Patreon. It's a messaging system. I also post my rankings. I post updates. I post private live streams there, okay, for $5 a month. So for those of you who are sending donations, as generous as they are, and I really, really appreciate them, if you go to Patreon for $5 a month, you can get unlimited questions answered. Unlimited. You literally send me a message, and at least within three hours max, I will return with a response. There are other people there. There are private live streams. My rankings go up. There are other content there. So if you're interested, the link is in the description, just so we all know. Okay. Najee had another question before we get out of here. All right, now let's see here. Okay, really quickly. Let's go ahead and do this. And then let's do this. Wait. Let's not get... No. Damn. Okay, yeah, let's do this. And then let's... Perfect. All right, cool. Where's Najee? Would you do Saquon for Hill and David Johnson? No. I don't like David Johnson enough. If his wrist injury somehow ends up being a problem, I don't like that. And then you have to wait till Hill comes back. If there's a complication with that injury and he doesn't come back fully healthy, then you're just investing in injured players, which is kind of sketchy. So I'd probably not do that one. Jack with $2 donation. Wide receiver, could I trade Robert Woods for Miles Sanders? You could if you really, really badly needed a running back production, but Miles Sanders hasn't even won that job outright. So it's a sketchy trade. In my eyes. Okay, anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the donations, everybody. Until Sunday morning, I'll see you guys. Peace.